Hey everyone, I'm just getting set up here. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry, I just sang for like, I don't know, an hour and a half. And I didn't have any cigarette the whole time, so I'm proud of myself for not smoking. But I just made Loveworks Country Ninja. It's like a Heartworks, Loveworks mission for that worldwide dance party feel, and then it also takes out some country and alternative type of grunge and, I don't know, alternative rock. Hope that you guys like that one when it's done. So, where's my notes here? I'll find them. Jeez, I write way too much. I write way too much. But I also don't write enough, if that makes sense. I have a lot to write about. And it's a lot to go through. So these are just like about the forced situations that I've been placed into. Obviously being a victim of poison, even if like, you know, these blackballed realities that we're living in don't want to see things for what they actually are. I'm literally a victim since I was a baby, and you don't see the crime when you're within the crime, if that makes sense. When like you're put into this crime unwittingly, you can't see it, and then like by so many times of realizing that something's happening when it's certain people doing something to you, it's always the same thing, but you're lost inside of your mind. So you're really trying to figure out the ways to get through it, because it's basically social and psychological conditioning of a person, to where after so long of being in that way, you start to see the patterns and repetition, not only in the psychological abuse, but their affairs, for crying out loud. So I basically feel like I was made to be and to feel like I am absolutely worthless, and I know I'm not, but it's just how it's made me feel in life. I've lost so much along the way that I just don't know how to actually repair what has been broken. And it's not like, oh, you go in to get professional help. It's like the last thing I need. I need time for myself, which I have never been able to have. And the places that they led me into were just straight up lying. Like straight up. The only thing they cared about was like, what drug can we get them on so that we can continue making money on, you know, whatever. Making a person a dependent instead of allowing them to ever become an independent. So, where did I leave off last here? I think I left off at the community targeting. Like it's like a whole group of people, not a community, but I mean in times, yeah, it can be a whole community basically, of these people that are working with an entire network to make these moves inside of your life. And it can be anybody that's supposed to even be real, to like meaningfully try to suggest a helpful, meaningful attribute in life, and it's just not helpful. So what they do is pretty wicked, because the betrayal trauma cuts pretty deep. And it cuts the deepest when it comes from places of people that you love personally, that just don't have it within them to love you back. And then on top of it, it's also joining others. It's a group thinking, instead of it being like group thinking on togetherness, or to build something real in your life. They're not trying to help you build something real. They're trying to snake you away from being able to build anything of yourself at all. So I do recommend taking breaks away from stuff. But the fact of the matter is that within the situation I'm in now, it's like war. It's like it's gone from a covert warfare and psychological warfare and family abuse and relationship abuse and friendship abuse to it, like, because it's a proxy warfare, meaning to stage up the circumstances to create a problem to either go take care of itself, which oftentimes does happen, and it's just sad. But that's what I've seen in multiple articles when I was studying this stuff, is that people would just be so gaslit or hurt in their reality about what these people would be doing to them that they just wouldn't see an escape, and so it was like a meaningless life to them, and they'd take their life. But as for myself, I know that it's come from other people, and I've always been trying to meet that breakthrough, not knowing what was happening to me at times. So as the evil gets dressed up as love, and as people that are working to mimic your faith and plot for your downfall, the Lord is not going to miss a thing inside of this warfare attacks that's been placed upon your life. It doesn't matter the social or psychological conditioning of the person. It doesn't matter about anything that they try and take out you. There's basically people in the world that make a person feel so down and out that oftentimes that person does go and take their own life. But these people in the world think that if they get away with warfare, or if they get away with, spiritual murder or psychological murder or actual murder of a person, that they're just fine. They're like, oh, I did my job. I can carry on and blah blah blah, be a complete punk bitch, But that's where these like trauma loops are learned in the first place, is that these people learned the helplessness from being made to feel so helpless. So because they've been so down and out before, and in most situations, some people are just straight up evil people, but most people who are evil experienced evil in their lives, and they learned it. It's a narcissism and sociopathy and psychopathy that gets learned from abuse. So these people are kind of mental slaves. I always call them mental midgets, but I don't like using that word. Either way, it's just they're taking away your creative expression, they're sabotaging your finances, and they fear your art because it speaks too loudly to who they are, and they feel exacerbated within themselves because they can't shadow ban your spirit any longer to take away your voice before the world hears it, and that's exactly why they want you to stop on all fronts. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a gig app or if it's a regular job or a career move or schooling or a friend, a girlfriend, I don't know, like your own business move. It doesn't matter what it is. They are looking to stage up your life to take away any avenue that you have of independence, to make you a dependent, and they want you to depend on them, which is just the weirdest thing in the world, because you should never depend on people that are psychologically manipulating you into those trauma bonds. But that's what it creates, is trauma bonds. You're bonded to the betrayer. You're bonded to the abuse. And especially when it happens from such a young age onward, it's harder to see it because that abuse becomes your reality. So you try and get away and you try and do the right thing, but these people are not trying to help you, help you cut them off and move away from them. No, they want to keep you within a very constrained control, a very tight-knit control. Oh, I want to quit smoking. Here and there I do really good, and then here and there, like, I've been doing really bad lately. Not as bad as it's been, that's for sure. But either way, next is the forced isolation, and that's probably a good reason why I continued smoking in the first place, is these people just didn't want, like, they made me feel like gutter trash, put it that way. They cut you off from community support, they cut you off from love, they cut you off from family, they cut you off from friends, they cut you off from support, they cut you off from work, they cut you off from your home, they cut you off from your job, they cut you off from your finances so you lose shit. And it's like, it's not even your own design, it's their design, and it's meant to keep you silenced and lost in place. When you're poisoned by a design, it's to silence your ability to see through what's happening to you, and that's how they hide their crimes, is because as long as they can get you silenced up, like, their goal was to, like, literally keep me lost inside of my mind, inside of this poison that was happening in an unwitting way, while also psychologically tormenting my reality, because Jessie Lee was a cage-ass bitch, and Aurelia, if she knew the actual truth of, like, the whole picture, I don't think she would have been involved. So it helped me see the crime, along with, like, a few others from my past that helped me see the crime, as far as it being a pattern on repeat. But I wasn't able to keep that pattern on repeat inside of my mind, because once you're unwittingly poisoned by an arsenic poisoning, you are lost completely. You don't know how to spell anything out. So that's why at work oftentimes I was very just adamant, wanting to stay in focus on what I knew what to do, because I didn't know a way out of what I couldn't feel for, or feel it out for what was actually happening in my reality, if that makes sense. So I'd stay focused on what I did learn and what I could learn and what I could remember. But oftentimes it was even staged within my job settings, in my personal life, I should say, when I did have a job and did get a new job, that they would stage up another proxy, regardless if it was a lover, a friend, a coworker, a roommate, whatever. Whatever they had to do to silence me up in my cage so that they could literally lead me into a place to literally poison me to death. The reason that they wanted to poison me to death was so that they can make more money off of my energy. It's just really fucked up, dude. The crime against me is really, really fucked up. It's hard to explain. It's hard to get people on my side to suggest that they have the wherewithal to even think that these things are possible. Granted, I would love to work. I do love work. But when you're in this way, and now you're just so freaking far behind, it's like, what the fuck does anything matter? Like, I should have fucking, if I could have known better, obviously I would have been running a long time ago. But they just don't let you get away. So next, after hiding their crimes, you have the worsening workplace targeting and the blackballing of your reality. They discredit you behind closed doors. They make sure that you can't get hired anywhere, or they want to ensure that no one's going to hire you. And if you do get hired, they call and plant seeds inside of your boss's brain or somebody to allow for a proxy to get to you so you can't grow, or so you're so financially abused, or you're sick, or whatever, that you can't eat, you can't get good sleep. It's anything that they can do to drain you up dry, all the while smiling in your face and acting like they're your friend. But any friend is not going to be doing this psychological war-made shit to another person. Next is their psychological projection. The abusers do the very, they accuse you of doing the very things that they do, so that you're like in a standpoint of like being gaslit, doubting your reality while not being able to see through what they're doing. But then they're placing you into the blame of everything that they're doing. It's a total hijack move of your reality and a flipperoo, or however you want to say that, making you crazy made, basically, because that's what it's called. It's called crazy making narcissism. It's just a script, basically, that they use, and it's how they hide in plain sight to their abuses that they do to you. And then, like I said, through the gaslighting and denial, it's as if they're making it be like these things that you're coming up with now as if they've never happened. Or they'll tell you that you're crazy, or they'll say you need to get help, or you're delusional, when these are all just control spells. But you break them by remembering your own truth, and you have to stand on it. And when you stand on it, and you literally, and it took me months on end to get away from these people. Like I said, I had love for them, so it's not like you wanted these things to happen to you, coming from people that you had loved. But you had to realize for yourself, or I had to realize for myself, that what they were doing to me was never, ever, ever going to be about true love and the type of love that stays there for you to help figure out these things that are happening to you, because they're the ones that are doing these things. That isn't love. That's purely about manipulation and control and sabotage. So you have to stand on it, and when you do stand on it, it is hard because you literally don't want it. It's like you don't want to think that it can go to these levels deep of controlling your life into like this institutional complicity, where now, because of you trying to stand your ground in that way, the systems that protect their systems are the courts, the cops, the hospitals, the judges, the lawyers, the setting you up, the creating extra tickets, while you're already placed in that blight. They don't do anything about the sabotage. They don't do anything about the crimes that are happening to you. They don't do anything about the identity theft. And it'll be a surprise if it ever comes, because of the ways that the world is working right now. It's just to like basically lead you through an all caps like straw man figure of your name, not allowing you to your surname, not allowing your time, essence, energy, your peace of mind, your states of mind, just so many different areas of your life that they're not allowing you to. And then through their connected silences, they create profit off of the pain that they create. So if they can push you into courts in any way, they're literally taking 1 to 3 trust funds out in your name with that trust money that they're trying to snake away from you, just like your taxes, even some work hours and jobs that you've had. Identity theft, so cryptocurrency, your time, energy, essence, time, energy, essence for even your jobs that you've had in the past, sick days, created sick days, mind you, because you were poisoned up and lost and all fucked up. But there's just many avenues where it's just like, holy fuck, if you think about the dollar figure there, it's like, it's a lot of money wasted on your life. So next is that identity theft and personal hacking, and the persona hijacking, because they not only take your name and your ideas and your story through hacking, but they flip it for their own clout. They flip it for their own clout or cover story, and that's the modern soul theft type of idea. It's where they're taking away your personification through all of the collection that they get from you, and they utilize it to like have your name be in the middle and have a whole network of like activity going outside of your name, lines to other circles, where it'll be like, you know, like gaslighting, psychological warfare, relationship abuse, proxy warfare, you know, like create, you know what I mean? You can map it out in your mind, but you don't know what their actual maps look like. But it's literally like following your pain, following your love life, following your work life, following your next moves, because not only are they gaining access to you by hacking you, but the persona hijacking is just being trauma bonded in what you think is a trusting relationship, but you're answering questions that you think, over the phone. You're answering questions that you think are just natural questions. But what they're doing is gaining momentum to find out what your next moves are, how you're planning on moving here or there or whatever. And then it's to tie in together with all of that hijacked and hacked information so that they can continue going to work on you. So next they'll silence you through surveillance and tracking, and it silences you because it leaves you so hard pressed when I was figuring out how they were hijacking my Facebook account, for an example, for GPS, and it's like a relationship that's so controlling where it's like, oh well, if you don't want to turn on your thing on your maps and you don't care about me. I need to know where you are at all times. Blah blah blah. There's just no trust. And either way, through the hacking tools and manipulated efforts through our phones, mind you, if you're working a gig app, if they get access to your gig app, they can literally just watch where you're going. And I don't know how else that the hacker and the hacking maneuvers are working, but it's exactly what the GPS is inside of your phone. So I'm sure a hacker knows how to, if they can get access to your phone, they can get access to you. If they can get access to all of your accounts, all of your apps, have a backup of all of your information, basically, on top of a backup of all of the actual accounts that they've hacked. They have like a whole personification of you. They have a whole, like, they have your Facebook, they have your old phone number, they have your old email, they have, just whatever your email is attached to, all of the contacts, everything about you. They legitimately owned more about me at points in my life than I owned about me, because they had hacked me so thoroughly by it being through my own brothers and the proxies that they were to actually have all of my information. So it's covert technology use, it's social engineering, always monitoring you, and for their own safety reasons. And it's even calling you to question your safety or to question your whereabouts in a concerning fashion, but it's all for control of like what they want to know. The information that they wanted to know there towards the end was, how well is the poison working, when I was already like a month or 2 weeks or a month and a half into like, I'm not taking anything from these people, because when I don't take anything from these people, then I start to feel better and better. And it's like, I'm not taking a water, I'm not taking a coffee, I'm not taking any food or anything. Because it was always poisoned. Meaning for this total control and assassination of my life, my mind. So I can understand why some people think that that's like me just being crazy, but it's not. I'm literally and absolutely telling you the truth of what the truth actually is. And you learn these things for yourself through the patterns. Really fucking sucks, because I would be wholeheartedly a different man today. But the trauma bonding sucks because of it's like it is legitimately like a chemical imbalance to your abuser because of the spiritual warfare of what the poison does to you. But they give you love after pain, so that you can't tell which is which anymore. It's to flip it around so quick and so fast and go in and out so fast You can't tell if what's real or not anymore. You really literally can't, because you can't even like spell things out. You're so blindfolded to it because of the poisons, that the narcissistic abuse, as they're trying to be charming and then the next minute flipping into the grandiose, blame shifting, holding zero accountability, literally going flipping back and forth to destroy you on an emotional level, just to feed their egos of how well they're willing to constrict your life, or how well they're able to constrict your life. So they play this double-mindedness, and it's double binding, because it's not only every choice being a trap, but it's also do what I say or lose everything. In a loving relationship with your lover, or it's building up that psychological prison inside of a no-win situation. You can get away, and then you'll be attacked. You can try and move here, left, right, up, down, northeast, southwest. Doesn't matter where you go. You could be home. You could be at work. You could be with your friend. You could be with your girlfriend. You could be in your brother's place. You could be in a brother's created proxy loving or relationship or whatever that's closely tied with my dad's bullshit fuckery. Because it was Emily knowing not only my brothers, but Emily knowing my stepsister and my dad. And so it was just a bad move to be already in a trap within where I was sleeping on the floor after homelessness, and then it was, how can we move him away from here? Make a move to make a move to make a move. And that's how I ended up in Elk River with the roommate that literally could be visually seeing this man come into the apartment, have him put something in my drink to shove that drink into my face. Like, so you both, like, literally, like, and Jesse was looking at him like, dude, you're gonna fucking give it away. Yeah, he did give it away, and I really wanted to punch Jesse in the fucking face and punch his fucking lights out. Oh, then he says, oh, you're not gonna remember this soon anyway. What a fucking asshole, G. And then literally I was sick for like 2 weeks. Just fucking annihilated of myself. My personification was just gone. And not anyone there knew me well enough to actually visually see it. And that's just another part of that double binding, triple binding, or quadruple binding to the crime that's happening to you. Because if you're around new people and you're constantly pushed into new people, they're not going to know and see a difference of your character. They're not going to even think that there's a difference of your character. So it places you in these really hardcore no-win situations. And then there's the psychological torture, repeated mental assaults, where it's threats, it's deprivation, it's like sleep deprivation even, humiliation rituals. All of these things are meant to break you without leaving a mark on you. And so the next, there's their, like, they play up as like their mentors, and or they're good Christian people, like Ryan, like playing like, or like all hoity-toity, like goody two-shoes type of way. They'll play up like they'll be willing to give you medicine just to make, or like a holistic or something like that, just to make sure that you're willing to take something that's meant to make you think psychologically that, oh, this is going to be really good for me, this is going to make me feel good. But then it's just a wolf's design hidden in sheep's clothing. they'll be smiling in your face with meticulous plans hidden behind the scenes. So the only way to get through to expose them is by living through them. And what I mean by that is that you have to get through what you're going through. Doesn't matter if you like literally can't breathe. You have to legitimately fold your hands in prayer. Like, I need to get through this and I need to figure this out, is mostly what my prayers were. Is, Lord, protect my thoughts, feeling that this is happening to me. Protect my memories from feeling like this is happening to me, and I need to figure out how it's happening, until it became, again, probably for the third or fourth time, in Forest Lake at work, where I was homeless, working fucking harder than ever, feeling like I was lifting up 30 of me at times, literally, to go to work. And it would, like, he brought me to work that day, and I fucking dropped. I dropped, and I literally had to crawl to the water, and there was not anyone there that day that I could have like gone to for help. And his wife was a nurse, so oftentimes when I did have issues, she would help and bring me some Tylenol or ibuprofen, or, you know, give me an idea of like what I can do to, you know, take breaks, or they would allow me to take a shower, you know, stuff like that. But it's like, it got to be the point to me where it was like, it can't be too much for somebody to actually be allowed to work, because if I'm seen in that regard and it's not allowing me to work, then you also have that person not really wanting you around regardless of the scenario. And what ended up happening was the guy there, he said, there's something going on with you, and I can tell there's something happening to you, because like you literally have to change something in your life, and I don't know if you can see it, but you literally have to change something in your life, because you, like, it was literally a talk that's very personal, okay, and I'm not going to get into it. But it made me feel, I mean, I was lucky I had him have this conversation with me. Very lucky. It's another breadcrumb along the way. A big breadcrumb along the way of discovering the crime. But it's also something that's very personal to me about my own personification and how I want to be, to carry myself in life. So it's very hurtful at the same time that it's helpful. Do you feel what I'm saying? And so, and this was a kind of similar conversation that I had throughout my life at other points too, that also lead me to know what it was. Exactly, verbatim, to the poison. I'm saying, being the king of kings of all poisonings. So you have to get through it. You have to get through it to be able to expose it, because if you're not going to be able to get through it, to get away from these people, to figure out where it's coming from and how it's happening to you, then you're not going to get out of it. It's a proxy war that's meaning to fucking wax you. So these people legitimately want you 6 feet under a long time ago, and on multiple accounts. So the eraser tactic is to make it like you never existed. It's to take all of the credit for your work, delete your name, take over your name, and rewrite your whole legacy. Ghostwrite your whole reality. So they probably have obituaries drawn up. They got everything in place, ready to go, on probably multiple different avenues of like whatever they can get to happen in your life to where you finally do go. So that's why it's like to me, it's like I have never fucking existed a day in my life. Because right here, I wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't be doing this work that I'm doing. I would be working a whole different fashion in a whole different way, which is exactly why they want you dead. Exactly why. They don't want you to see what their activities have been, because you can clearly explain to a person that that's not how lovers and loving people treat a person. You dig? And if you can't, and they want to side with that spell work and whatever they're doing, and reason with it that it's delusional persecution or whatever they want to say in order to like just, oh, we're not going to do any blood work, or being somebody else in the family to think that, oh, they don't have any reason to come out online and make 4,600 videos, or just whatever they want to think, but I personally believe that there's a lot more people that believe me than don't. So that's why I'm continuously working on my own story, because I'm not going to let someone fucking write me off, ghostwrite my life, kill me, and steal all of my time, energy, and resources simply because of people like my brother that suggested that he didn't ever want me born and never wanted anyone to love me and thought the family should have ended at him. Go fuck yourself, you fucking faggot. So then, you have to break the spell and you have to reach breakthrough. And this is the last thing, because speaking your truth is like getting through or creating the exorcism against them. Your truth is literally the exorcism to the crime. Once that lie is named, it breaks their power. It breaks their spell. Once you get away from the crime and you're calling back your energy, time, and your resources, your voice is the weapon. But the fact of the matter is that they'll still be staging you in other ways. And you have to be able to have time to heal. And if you don't get that time to heal based on the avenues that the state is now running with, it's all forms of abuse. That's meaning to, just like when I was a kid, Child Protective Services never doing a fuck for all deal about what happened to my family. And it's the whole family, It's the whole family. It's including these abusers, mind you. So, if they don't ever want to get help, and they just want to hide, and then it's like, dude, you're literally staging your own life to just never amount to anything better than never being a full human being. How about that? Never just being the full capacity of your fucking human anatomy. And that's what they wanted to make me, you see, unable to live my full anatomy. So it's all just, it's projection because of a calculation that's drawn from suggesting we get to abuse you, we get to put this on you, we get to create this false little reality around you wherever they can. And then anytime there's anything organic and or an organic friend and organic nature, anyone that wants to come forward about it, these people end up dead. Just like that, especially if they don't quite see everything. Like, my friend Natalie, she'd still be here. She'd still be here if it wasn't for that same type of satanic ritual abuse that was literally allowing her to be, because she's starting to see the truth about what people were doing. Just it got getting worse and worse and worse. It's so fucking sad, G, because it's fucking murder. And the state doesn't even fucking do a fucking thing. So here I am, like, the best investigator for real fucking sick crimes, and none of these fucking Freemasonry shit camps do anything but use that abuse to create more fucking crime in your life, to stage me as the criminal. Like, push him up so bad that he reacts, and then once he got his reaction, or it's not even a reaction, it's like you're just sitting there like legit trying to go make money for yourself because your whole life has been completely constricted from you to even live like a little fragment. Can I get a little fucking marble of my life? A little piece of my life off of this glass marble, and I'm just gonna... Oh, I got it. I got a part of my life right here. It's on the tip of my finger. I better run away. Like, I mean, that's legit how it feels. You just can't have any of your fucking life. So, I guess. I wholeheartedly feel bad because it's like, dude, these people can't even just murder right because they gotta make it hurt the worst way possible. The hurt in the worst imaginable way. That's just like, dude, I'm sorry, but fucking Jesse Lee is a fucking criminal. These people are criminal. My dad is a fucking piece of shit. This just suggests to a 5-year-old, you speak and want to kill people. Doesn't even matter what you're saying, you're gonna fucking kill you, dumb bitch. And what kind of fucking father is that? Whatever, I'm fucking done with this conversation now, obviously. It's just, you need to get breakthrough if you're gonna ever live a life. Because no matter what you try and do to try and create that life for yourself, you're still being staged up around all fucking corners. And it's just freaking ridiculous. And it's really fucking lame, to tell you the truth. So anyway, I finally got through these notes. And I'm really fucking tired. And I don't know what to do with my life. Because anything I fucking do is like... I got like these demo-fascist, like demonology fascists that are waiting to sabotage my life around any corner and every fucking thing I try and do, it seems. So it's like, what the fuck can I do? Can I ask the Freemasons, what will you allow me to do that I can be left alone to do? And can I get a little semblance of a reality back, or are you guys just needing to fucking kill people to feel good about a whole shit fucking design of this political climate change that people are experiencing out here? Because if you ask me, it's a shit design from jump. It's just like these Antifa supposedly being anti-fascist, but being very fascist themselves. Dictators. Like, whatever, man. Whatever. I am tired of the world, to tell you the truth. Don't your hearts beat the same way? Don't they have similar attributes enough where we can fucking get along? Like, all the other animals can in the animal kingdom. Fucking humans, we kill them too. Humans just fucking suck. That's all I can say. And especially when it comes to crimes like this. Humanity just sucks. Oh, there's no truth that can be in the pudding. Let's hide the pudding. He's trying to make footing in his life. Let's cut off his legs. Oh my gosh, he's trying to use his brain. We gotta, just whatever. It's just one thing after a fucking another. So, thanks to my dad for threatening every last little piece of my life coercively by the use of my own very psychologically abused brothers and a proxy relationship designed to pay people off to have cars and lots of money and gift cards or whatever the fuck that these people do to work in these gang stalking shit brigade fucking go fuck yourselves design. Till next time, peace out. I hope that I can get some supporters out here because I literally don't know what the fuck to do in my life.